What is up, everyone? This is Age of Empires Online. This is a free-to-play game, and we are playing Age of Empires Online in 2025. You guys may be really confused. Maybe you guys have heard of this game in the past. Maybe you have never heard of it, but long story short, it's a Age of Empires game that came out like 15 years ago. It was officially developed, and they had to shut down the servers years ago, and right now they brought back the servers on a fan-made patch. The servers have been back for quite some time, for like 7 years or more, and there's just basically fans of the game support this game, they actually still develop the game, and yeah, provide like the server costs and all that. So here we go. I'm bringing you guys a 2v2 in Age of Empires Online in 2025. Let's get into it. So we got Libo and Madlib here. In the purple is Libo playing as the Egyptians, and Madlib is in the green playing as the Indians. And the Indians is actually a new civilization that was not released in the official game. It was made by these developers, these like fan-made developers, and they actually developed the Indians, which is super cool. And I'm learning about the Civ. And up in the top here, in the pink, we have Warlock Ant playing as the Babylonian civilization. And in the orange, we have Spartan playing as the Romans. And the Romans are another civ that was not developed officially, through the game. It was developed, it was actually, I think, developed partially by the official developers, but then it never got officially released. So fan-made developers basically finished the civ and released it. So it's really cool what these guys have done. They're super talented. This game is, like I said, the game's completely free to play. You can download it through the link in this YouTube video. I'll have the link down below, or you can just go on Google and type Project Celeste. That's the name of the team and this project that basically brought back the game. So yeah, once again, it's called Project Celeste. If you want to just Google it, you'll be able to find their website, and then link to download it, and instructions on how to download it and all that good stuff. And it's a really fun game, very fast-paced game. We had some very talented RTS players that came from this game in the past. If you guys are part of the AoE4 community, you probably know names like Themista, Zerton, Recon. They all played Age of Empires 4 at extremely high levels, making significant money in tournaments. And all three of those players played this game, Age of Empires Online, competitively at one point in their lives. So definitely had some talented players come from this game. And yeah, so these are obviously a little bar showing the players' resources and all that, and you can actually move them around, which is really cool. And I'm kind of noticing that the green and purple players are in the bottom, so I'm just gonna kind of fix this. So you can move it around, put it however you want it. I'll put it whatever way I think looks best. Here we go. So yeah, green and purple, spawning down in the south, so we'll put them down in the bottom. And yeah, we got Warlock Ant and Spartan Elite X spawning in the north. They're playing on Swamp Pass, and we're getting a lot of aggression already. So the game is very fast-paced. It moves really quickly. Resources gather very quickly in this game, so you do have to have really high APM and be a very skillful RTS player to obviously be very good at this game. And yeah, a lot of early aggression. Like I said, the resources come in really quickly, and a lot of times, usually you will open the game with like barracks and put on spearman aggression in Age 1. So you get in the action very quickly. I know I've kind of been missing a lot of action just as I've been doing an introduction, but yeah, they've started fighting at like 2-minute mark. So very quick and action-packed game. And there's also a ton of single-player content in this game. If you enjoy campaigns and single-player content more than playing PvP, 1 vs 1, 2v2, and all that, there's a ton of single-player content in this game that you really enjoy. And if you're part of the AoE4 community, you guys know that they recently came out with the new game mode, the Crucible, where you're defending a Wonder, and a lot of people really love that game mode in Age of Empires 4. And in Age of Empires Online, they have basically the same game mode, and it came out like 10 years ago. That game mode is called Defensive Crete, essentially the same concept where you're defending a Wonder against a wave of units. So I think a lot of people really enjoy that. And yeah, like I said, they have a ton of single player content. a ton of quests and all that stuff. So yeah, this game has a little bit of everything for people. And obviously the graphic style, the art style is a little different than maybe the age games that you're used to. Sorry, excuse me. That you're used to, a little bit more, more of a cartoony graphic style. Yeah, this, like I said, this game came out I think like 15 years ago. It came out around time when like League of Legends was coming out. I think a lot of games were just going for that different look. So it's, the graphics, they look good. It's just a different style, obviously. At first, I wasn't a big fan of the graphics, but I, fell in love with gameplay in AoE 4, and then the graphics really grow on you, even if you're not a huge fan of the graphics. But yeah, I mean it's a good looking game here, and yeah, so we're playing on Swamp Pass here. There's some fish here, some ponds where you can build docks. Ooh, here we go, first dock coming down from Libo, and yeah, they have a really fun community here. We have like Discords for all the players. There's tournaments occasionally, so yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff, and I hope everyone listening, watching this video, I hope you guys do give this game a try. Just download it, play it here and there. If you're just bored, want to try out a new game, like I said, the game is completely free to play, and it's a lot of fun and really cool community. So yep, hopefully we'll see some new faces here. Comment down below in the YouTube video if you are going to try this out. If you're new, we'll help get you, into the community and all that. And yeah, I'm just curious to see, if I'm going to be helping bring new players. And yeah, just see what you guys think about this. All right. And so in the official game, there was some things that weren't developed, officially when the game was officially supported. They didn't have player colors, which was kind of weird thinking back. They just had like red and blue, just the two default colors. So yeah, it was never possible to like have different colors. But in Project Celeste, with the fan developers, they fixed that, or they made colors possible. So that's really cool. Obviously, you see Warlock Ant here playing in the pink, Spartan X here playing in the orange, and then we got was this Madlib playing in green, and Libo in the purple. So pretty cool. It looks really nice. All right, let's take a look at the villager counts. Let's see how this is going. So Warlock Ant is sitting on 37 villagers. Spartan X, 26 villas. So he took quite a bit of damage, it looks like. So what, 38 and 30 and 28 now. And Madlib's on 32. And Libo's on 43. So yeah, fairly similar ecos between the teams. Libo is on water now. He has a few fishing boats, which is going to help him a lot, and then he's researching net lures, which is going to increase the fishing boats gathering speed and carrying capacity, so that's going to be quite good. And let's take a look at the ages. Warlock Ant is in the second age here. Spartan X also in the second age. Let's see, Madlib in the second. Okay, looks like everybody is still in the second age. We do have a second TC here from Libo. And you have the Priestess of Ra empowering the town center. It increases the villager production time. And I believe, yeah, also villagers drop off more resources. So it looks like the villagers are dropping off 11 resources instead of 10. So that's obviously very good. Empowering town center. Your villagers train, I believe it takes 1 second off your TC. He's got both town centers empowered. I think Egyptian base villagers take longer to train, but then the Priestess of Ra, I'm pretty sure, reduces the training time while also buffing drop off here. So that's very nice. And yeah, like I said, I'm not sure if I said this, but I used to play this game. This used to be my main game like 10 years ago when it was officially supported. I love this game. I played it competitively. And yeah, it was my main game for a very long time. And then, it was impossible to play this game for like 3 or 4 years because the official servers were shut down. And the Project Celeste team had not brought the game back. So there's a period where it was just impossible to play the game. And then I did play it a little bit with Project Celeste when they did bring it back. But then, Age of Empires 4 came out, and I kind of just got distracted. And I basically haven't played this game in like 5 years, like 5 or 7 years. I haven't played this game at all. And yeah, I don't know, I was just randomly bored the other day and just randomly decided to download it. I do have a better computer. I got this computer probably like a year ago, and that might have been one reason. No, actually, the game is pretty. It can be played on lower computers. I think I was just super distracted with AoE 4. Putting all my gaming time in AoE 4, obviously. But yeah, I'm glad I downloaded this like just a couple days ago. I've been having a lot of fun with it, And yeah, I'm just trying to increase the player base size, and I might start hosting some like mini tournaments and all that. And yeah, just having a lot of fun with it. So yep, hopefully we'll see some of you guys here. And yeah, this Roman Civ looks pretty sick with the shields here. And yeah, let me talk about the gear that the units have. So yeah, if you guys are brand new to this game, you know, I'll kind of break stuff down a bit more here. So they're playing a 2 vs 2, obviously normal like 2v2 game mode, and every player is on like the same skill level. So you like pick your city and then you level it up as you're playing. So you can be like a level 1 Egyptians or like a level 40 Egyptians. But when you're playing versus other players, it doesn't matter if you're level 1 or if you're level 40. Like everybody's on the same exact playing field. You know, units will do the exact same damage. But when you're playing like the campaign mode or the the single player content, that's different. That is all about like gear and equipping your units with better gear. So if I click on the Axeman here, you can see down in the bottom of the screen here, this is like the gear that Libel has on his Axeman. So he's got some legendary gear, which is like the best gear you can put on your units. It changes how they visually look, which is really cool. And if you're playing the single player mode, it will increase their stats. Like the units will be significantly stronger based on what gear you put on your units. So the single player content, people really love that gear part, the gear mode. It's a kind of mix of an MMO and an RTS, and yeah, it's really fun for the single player content. But obviously, if you're trying to play regular Age of Empires style, you're trying to just do regular 1v1s or 2v2s, then gear, like I said, gear does not matter at all. It's called champion mode, where if you're level 1 or if you're level 40, all units do the exact same damage. You actually can play PvP, what they call it, like 1 vs 1, 2v2 with gear, but that's like the mode that isn't really played competitively. That's not really played very often, but you can play with gear on if you want to. But like I said, the regular mode without gear is called champion mode, and that's what like ranked PvP is. It's always played in champion mode. And yeah, so what the competitive community plays. So big push here coming in from Libo and Madlib here. Spartanex and Warlock Ant trying to get their armies together here. And here we go, a lot of Axemen here. We got some camels coming in, a bunch of archers in the back line here. Warlock Ant's got to move up his army. Engagement's kind of starting without Warlock Ant there. Yeah, this is madness, a lot of units on one screen right here. Really big engagement here. Archer's getting a lot of damage here on the back line. And wow, we got some Proxy Siege workshops coming down from Libo here, so we're really trying to keep up with this push here. And Warlock Ant is in H3, Libo is also in H3, while Spartanex and Madlib are both in H2. Let's see, are these Champion Axemen? Yeah, these are Champion Axemen. So those boys do quite a bit of damage, but they're starting to get killed off here. And cool thing is so if you're curious about unit stats, you can click on a unit and then just hover over the image of the unit, and there you can see the health of the units. Let me see, hopefully the game sounds not too loud. You can see the health of the units, all the stats. It's got a 2.75 multiplier versus infantry. It's got 1 area effect damage. The cost of units 25 food, 25 gold, and then the images right below the cost is the blacksmith upgrades that are currently researched for the unit. So yeah, just hovering over the image of the unit, you can get a ton of information about the unit. And that goes for like every unit in the entire game. So if you're curious about villagers and what the villager gather rate is all that, you can click on the villager, hover over the villager. It costs 50 food, and then right below that you see a bunch of symbols. So those are the economic upgrades that the villager currently has. So this villager, all of Libo's villagers have wheelbarrow. That's the first image. Picker's glove, which increases berry gather rate. Hunting dogs increases the food gather rate for hunt. Gang saw increasing the gather rate for wood. Pickaxe increasing gather rate for gold. Chisel increasing gather rate for stone, and then the farming upgrade increases the gather rate for farming. And yeah, you can see the gather rates for berries, and all these are updated based on what his equal upgrades he has. So the base berry gather rate, it's not 1.08, but he has Picker's Glove, which puts it up to 1.08. So yeah, you can see just basically a ton of information there. Here we go, big engagement is back on. We got some big siege towers here from Libo pushing into the base here. 1 TC does go down for Warlock Ants. Ooh, and Spartan X looking to be in shambles at the moment. 47 villagers. Warlock Ant does have 80 vills, 64 for Madlib, 78 for Libo. Yeah, so Spartan X, really the player that's getting focused here, and he is taking a lot of damage. Looking a little bit rough for Spartan Elite X and Warlock Aim here, as this push is looking strong. And yeah, there you go. You see the Proxy Siege Workshops is where he started producing these siege towers here. Let's see, and we do have Madlib did also build a dock and got into the fishing. So yeah, I definitely like that both of these guys went for a little bit of fishing just to buff their economy a bit more. And yeah, this game, it's really fun. It honestly plays like pretty similar to AoE Jumpers 4, I would say. I mean, it's actually like a little bit more fast-paced because resources come in really quickly. So you do have to be a really good RTS player. Like I think I've said this earlier, you have to be very talented to play at the highest level, because macro is really important in this game. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. Hopefully we can see some new faces. I'd be willing to give like free rec reviews and just kind of help you guys improve. If there's any new players that want help improving in the game, just let me know. Shoot me a message in Discord or in YouTube comments. Just leave a message and I'll give you some free like tips / like mini coaching sessions. So yeah, that's a wrap for this game. Madlib and Libo taking the dub here. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Obviously a little bit different content than what I usually make. Let me know if you do like this, and I will make more YouTube videos for Age of Empires Online. Yeah, let me know. Playing Age of Empires Online in 2025. Let's get it. Alright, thanks for watching.